Greetings, everyone, and I welcome you all to the sixth episode of Aspirants. And today I have with me a guy. His name is Karanpreet Singh from Ropar, which is a small town near Chandigarh, Punjab. And currently, he is pursuing his master's in the field of physics with specialization Neuromorphic Photonics at Queen's University, Kingston, Ontario. So, Karanpreet, welcome to this virtual talk show.
Thank you, Ananya. Thanks for the introduction.
Yeah. So very first question that's coming right in my mind is now is that how's your experience till date at Queen's University? I know that you have persuaded your bachelor's over here in India and a sudden plan to abroad masters. So of course the aspects in every environment would be very different. I would love to know about this particular thing from you. So how's it?
My experience at Queen's has been great thus far. I've been really enjoying it. It's obviously very different from what we are used to in India. Uh, the experience in terms of courses, in terms of research work, in terms of everything else, it's been really great. The number of courses that I've been taking, for example, or the way we are assigning the courses is very different. In India, when I was doing my master's at St. Joseph's College in Bangalore, I was just offered a set of courses which I was supposed to complete to get my degree. But here I am, here it's like I am the one who is choosing my courses. I am the one who is choosing who is choosing the way I want my degree to look like. I am able to take courses from different departments. For example, this semester, because my research relates more to computer science and stuff, so I am taking courses from computer science department. I'm taking courses from electronics department, and that's okay. No one really bothers about that. It's really good, and that is something I found very different, and I have really enjoyed. Apart from that, there is a part of the research work that I have really enjoyed. Is that in India we are getting masters for like 1 year only after during our MSc. It's after the first year that we can do the master's research, but here the research started right away. Even before my studies started, the research work was on. Students are doing research from third year onwards during their bachelor's, as bachelor's degrees like 4 years. So that is something that I've really enjoyed, and yeah, this has been a really awesome experience and a really wholesome experience. I'm enjoying every bit of it for now. Thank
Okay.
you.
I also hope that you explored this in the whole environment of studying abroad. And always I have known you as a passionate guy who is very ready to know what interact with people or like learn new things. So of course I am pretty much sure that you are also enjoying there.
Thank
So
you.
yeah, I got to also know that you were very fond of applying like photonics principle with neuromorphic computer architectures. So how have you applied this till date? Like, are you researching in that, or like have you applied some sort of principles with some devices with that? So how have you explored this thing? I want to know.
Yes, this is something really new that we are trying to do in our lab here at Queen's. What we are doing is essentially we are trying to make a chip, a photonic chip, which works on light-based architecture, and then we are trying to do neuromorphic computing on chip. What is neuromorphic computing? I guess many of us know. It's just about designing the neural networks on the chip for many applications, and so far it has been done only with electronics. It has been successful to an extent, but it is very limited in electronics because the bandwidth is limited and stuff like that. So here we are trying to do this with light, and this is again a really new field and a really growing field. It's between two disciplines. It's between physics on one side and computer science on the other. So that makes it really really new and really something exploratory. And so far we have been able. So for now, because I've joined in at Queen's like just a few months back, so I'm still learning the basics. But the students at our lab have been designing these chips for 3 years now, and uh, they're not just designing the chips; they are also testing them, experimenting them, and even packaging them for sending them out to different companies and likes. And yeah, well, it's been a great experience. It's a great thing to do, and I am hoping that in future, in like 5 years down the line or 10 years down the line, all those supercomputers that we see outside, they can be shrunk down to a single chip or something like that. So I hope that will be a neuromorphic chip and not a quantum photonic chip or something like that. So I'm hoping for that. Yes, that's what I look for.
Very interesting. Um, Also, just one thing that's just struck in my mind. In India, I'm sure that you know the current scenario in India that whenever we are, admitted in a prestigious institution or somewhere, we just take admission. So the first and foremost thing that there's a little pressure in our head, like we have to get good grades, we have to come out with good results. There's a pressure from the parents, from the family, from the society, anywhere rather. Even if the parents are not pressurizing us, there's a pressure within us also that we have to do something to show us. Otherwise, people we will just left out because people used to judge us with our marks, with the grades that we achieve. So, and how I want to know the exact environment at Queens. Like is that the? I'm sure that the scenario would be very different because the people out in those parts are really very different. The environment is different. So I would love to know from you, how are you enjoying? What are your perspective in this regard?
This is a good question, and I have been asked this question a lot about marks and stuff. It's not black and white as we see it in India. It's not like if you are having good grades, you are a good student, and if you're having bad grades, you're a bad student. It's more of a spectrum. So, student is not just only on the basis of marks, but marks are still relevant. Suppose if you want to go for a PhD or a postdoc, obviously they ask you to put your marks in the application because they want to see your marks as well. But again, marks, if even if you are slightly low on marks, it can be balanced with something else. For example, your research work. That is what matters more. So suppose if you have like here so if you have like a 6.5 GPA and but you have like three research papers as well. So that 6.5 GPA, the effect of that 6.5 GPA is very low as compared to those three research papers. And when they interview you, they'll ask you this, that why did you get low marks, and you say that you were doing your research work, and okay, that sounds cool, and then they will ask you to explain your research work, and if you do that successfully, they're okay with it. So marks do matter, but to an extent. They are not like the marks are not the only thing that matter, but they are not like do not matter at all either. So that's how it is. And so yeah, we should be focused. So but in general, what they assume is that if a student is focused on their academics, they are going to get good grades. Now, they also see that if you are having good grades in the subjects you researched in, for example, for me, it's photonics. And if I have good marks in, say, electromagnetism or something, that matters. And that's how it works. So, yes, marks are still important, but to an extent, they are not like just the marks or not just the research or stuff.
Yes. That I guess creates a difference, a hell lot of difference as compared to our country. Yeah. So, of all these years, I'm pretty much sure that you have met quite a lot of research scholars. So, which meet has been the best for you so far, and why? Like, I would love to if you just specify the name also.
This is a very interesting question. I've been fortunate enough to meet quite a few scientists and fortunate enough to meet quite a few high profile scientists. And it's really amazing to learn from them always. But one of the meetings which strikes out for me is with Professor Avinash Deshpande. He's a researcher from he's in Pune. I'm not sure if which institute he was from actually, but Avinash Deshpande, or everyone calls him Desh. He's an excellent researcher and an excellent human being. The my interactions with him were really great, and they were really eye-opening in many terms, not in just terms of academics, but also in terms of life in general,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
how research is
Perspective.
done, how an academic works. Yes, the perspectives that I got from him, exactly, that's the word I was looking for. That they were really eye openers, and he was so humble, despite being such a high profile professor. He was just so humble, and he was explaining concepts like he would be explaining them to a 5 year old or something, and that is something that really stood out for me, and that is something that I really sort of aspired to be. yeah, so that's been my best experience.
Yeah. Thank you. We are coming to the last part of this session, and I would love, if you just end this session on a good note. What do you like to suggest to all the people who are like planning for masters or like planning for PhD or research line or every particular thing? No, this phase is really very tough. The 20s phase, people, make decisions. Some even left in the journey and again join some in a different destination. So it's just full of ups and downs. So what do you have to say to them? To everybody who is just
Yeah, this is
preparing something for
so. This is interesting you ask me because I am still a 20-year-old as well, and I'm still trying to figure out life myself. But from my experience, I can only say that it's okay. Like literally, it's okay. Everything that you are doing, even if you're failing at it, or even if you are, not good at it. I have seen that most of the people that we see, the people that we think are on top, they have a huge list of failures behind them. And the more you see someone on the top, the more are the number of failures. So it's okay if you have if you are in your 20s and you're still not figured out if you want to be an academic or if you want to be a businessman. It's absolutely okay. Just take your time, keep exploring your interests, just make sure that you are always enjoying the process you are in. Just focus on the process itself more than the result. Gita says the same. Just do it. Just keep trying stuff, and eventually you'll be there. Just take your time, and you'll be there. That's all I can say. I'm also trying to follow the same approach, and
Yes,
for
and
now,
your
until now, it has
journey,
worked,
just
and
look
yeah,
at your
I'm
journey.
hoping so.
Your journey is on the right track. You are
It's
just,
yeah. I was starting with astronomy, then I shifted to photonics, and now I'm doing something in computer science. It's just a huge
yeah,
spectrum.
explore,
Again, just
explore.
keep trying stuff. Just
Yes,
yeah.
yes, yes. So
That's
thank you
that's all I
so
can
much,
say.
Karanpreet. I really had a wonderful time of conversing with you. And amidst this busy schedule, you gave me this time, and the time zones were really very different. And despite of so many technical glitches, I finally could manage this entire conversation with you. So thank you once again for being in this aspirants. And on a personal note, I have started doing this as aspirants only to gain some positivity and to give some positivity to the mass who may be stretched out right now or maybe seeking for some good vibes. The times are really very tough, so if I can at least share the journey of some of the amazing beings whom I have met in some part of the life, and also I have met you at the conference of Hyderabad. So yeah, so I that this session is particularly for all the people who really, if they are, losing their confidence out somewhere. So thank you, Karanpreet.
That's, yes, it's amazing you are doing this, and it's really good. I've been watching the series, and I'm so glad that you thought that I'm good enough to be a part of it. So
No,
thank you
no,
for that,
yes,
and
yes. Thank you,
thank you,
thank you, thank you.
thank you.